Sitting with me today is Maria Molphino. She is a women's career and leadership coach. She has a master's in design from Stanford and a BA in psychology from McGill. She helps women step into their role as agents of change in the world. Maria's been telling us about the 4 tools in her toolkit that helps her and her clients stay on track with their healthy habits. And today she's telling us about her 4th tool, and it's the last, and it's actually my favorite. This last tip is all about turning your habits up and down. Maria, tell us about this.
Yeah, it's really funny. People either love to bite the bullet when they don't feel like doing a habit, or they'll abandon it, right? The ethos tends to be all or nothing with habits. And what I've really learned in my training and work is that habits lie on a spectrum. It's a lot better to be fluid with them. So you can learn to turn habits up and down depending on how motivated you feel. We talked about the motivation wave in the last training video, and it's the same thing with this, right? We want to see how we can plot our habits onto our motivation wave.
So what tips do you suggest for people who want to align their habits with their motivation?
Great question. So the first is to choose a habit you want to really begin, okay? So identify that habit, make sure it aligns with the way that you want to feel, which we talked about earlier. And then you're going to design an easy, medium, and hard version of that habit, just like it was on a spectrum. So I'll give the example of yoga, right? What would be an easy version of yoga that you could do?
You know, just doing child's pose in the morning and that's it.
Exactly, like a child's pose for 5 breaths, right? And then what would be a medium version?
Maybe a 20-minute routine in my home, 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, with a video, something that's mid-range. And then hard might be a 2-hour or 90-minute Bikram yoga class.
Yeah, or like actually leaving the house in the studio.
Exactly. So it's interesting to look at your habits and think, what is my easy version of this habit? What's my mid version? What's my hard version? So identify that. And then look at your motivation wave. This is the final step. Look at your motivation wave and plot it onto the wave.
So using me as an example, I know my energy is highest in the morning, so that would be the time to do my habits. I have the most willpower and motivation in the morning. And then it sounds like I need to kind of almost do a check-in with myself to see, how do I feel? Can I do the easy version of the habit, the medium, or the hard, and kind of see where I'm at. And then depending where I am, to choose the version of the habit that best fits my motivation in the moment.
Exactly, yeah. So you could prepare ahead of time. If you know, for example, that your motivation wave is it goes like this, high in the morning and then it drops off, then you would prepare ahead of time. Okay, mornings, I do my 90-minute yoga class. Evenings, it's legs up the wall, right? At the same time, you can, like you mentioned, in the moment, check in with yourself and ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Is my motivation high, mid, low? Oh, let me adapt my habit according to how I feel.
Now I want to hear from you. What is one of your healthy habits? And practice making a spectrum for this habit. Let us know something you could do that's either easier or harder than the current habit that you're doing. I think this is so brilliant because, you know, it really doesn't have to be all or nothing. That's how we give ourselves the excuse to fail, right?
Exactly.
And it's really about, you know, helping ourselves and making these levels. I think it's so brilliant, and I think your work's so brilliant. I'm so glad you chatted with us.
Thank you so much.
Remember, you can learn more about Maria at mariamolphino.com. And remember to like this video if you enjoyed it. Share it with a friend, leave a comment below, and subscribe to Cure Joy's channel if you haven't already for more fantastic alternative health and wellness videos.